Alright, so first thrift store of the day, and when I walked in, I could see that there was a ton more golf clubs here. And I haven't been in a thrift store in about 5 or 6 days, and I was so happy. I'm going to go through all these golf clubs. It takes a lot to go through these. I'm here for a couple minutes when I go through them, and I do find a whole iron set right there that's pretty good, and it's $4 a golf club. And I stay here for a while going through this, but we find a whole bunch, and at the end, we will definitely go through all of these at the end of the video. This one right here, I see that it was kind of weird. This is actually a belly putter, but it is actually bent, and I hold it up right here and you can see that it's bent inward, which is not correct, and I go ahead and put that one back, but the rest of them are really good. Alright, cruising through the Goodwill, feeling pretty good with all the golf clubs. I turned the corner right here and there's a really nice Playmate by Igloo cooler. Looking back, I actually should have picked this up. I don't know why I didn't. I think they were asking $4 for it. But there are a couple really good soul comps, not of this one, but of a Camel one, and one that has speakers in it. So some pretty big bolos there. And then I go over and hit the electronics area where I find some really good stuff. Right here, I'm just looking at a speaker, and that white thing right there is still that Bose system I didn't pick up from a week or so ago. So nobody else wants that. And right here is a nice little VCR that I do pick up, and we'll go over at the end of the video. These are really cool. These are actually little TVs, and I would have loved one of these a little bit ago when I was looking for a TV to actually test my stuff on. Each one of those I picked up for $7.50 a piece, so $15 for both of that. This right here is an RCA little CD player. I do look this up and comp it out, and the comps just weren't there to pick up. I think this sells for about $12 plus shipping. People always ask like, why I hit things on the ground and why I hit things on my hand and tap on things. Usually because almost immediately you can tell if that thing's cracked. If you hit that pretty hard on your hand and you can feel movement in the racket, that usually means that it's cracked somewhere, and it's usually no good. Alright, that little cassette player had no price, and we all know how that works out. If you've been watching the channel a little bit, you know that if it doesn't have a price, they don't sell it, and you'll never see it again. This right here, super sad this was not in here. Looking back, I should have bought it just for that depression button right there. This is an O-Light for a firearm, and it is, that would have been super expensive. O-Light is actually a pretty decent name brand, and that would probably go for about $130 if it was in there. Alright, so I spotted the little Oscar back here, the Coleman, but when I open it up, it has a lot of bad staining on the inside. The camera doesn't really show it, but the inside of that was pretty stained yellow, so I go ahead and leave it behind, but the little Oscar usually goes for about $20 plus shipping. Then I find this little apparatus. This is definitely a swing trainer, but without a name on it, a golf swing trainer because it is weighted. But without a name on it, I just go ahead and put it back because that'd be a hard sell. Going through the shoes, and I haven't found a lot of shoes today. These are some good looking Adidas, but I do comp them out, and they did not comp well at all, to my surprise, because they're really nice looking shoes. But that's why I always say make sure you comp your shoes out, because these are really worth about $15. All right, this is everything we picked up in just one thrift store. Now remember, at the end of the video, I will go ahead and tell you exactly how much I paid for all this stuff and the hourly rate that I think I'm going to make. One thrift store, I was there early, right when they opened at 9 o'clock, and this only took me about 30 minutes to find. So really, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and start over here. This right here was a little karate duffel bag thing, and it had like some karate stuff in it. I've sold this stuff before. So the bag itself probably like $5 online. This right here, there's some sold comps for about $5 also, and that's just a, you know, pad for training. This is actually pretty cool. This is a little board that breaks, so you slide this onto this one, and then it's for like training and stuff. And some of these can go for a good amount of money. Usually they sell in sets. This one is a little beat up, obviously it's used, but probably about $10 on that. And then this is some Lightning by Pro Force, like a whole set. So you got your little thing to cover up your feet, you got your gloves, and then you got your head gear right here. And this stuff usually goes for about $35, so that's pretty good. Then right here, this is a VCR, and I love actually picking VCRs up in combo units. To me, I think they're, now that I have a TV that I actually can go ahead and test on it very easily, they're so easy to list and ship and test, and shipping's really not too bad. This one, kind of heavy, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive to ship, but this one's worth about 25 to $30. And unless you get a super special one, usually that's how much they're worth. And then right here, this is even cooler. These are little TVs. I have not tested them out, and I have concerns about this one, but I do have a 3-day policy, like a return policy on these. So if they don't work, I can actually go back and turn these in and get a store credit or my money back. And the reason why I have a concern is because the screen is pushed in right there. So I don't know if this one works, but this one right here actually has a DVD player in it. It also comes with the cables here, so you can test your combo units and all your stuff by hooking up to this little guy. So that is super convenient. I might do, if these do work, I might do like a giveaway on these. I don't know. That might actually happen, because I know how frustrating it was when I didn't have a small TV or a TV to test my combo units and VCRs. So this might be a giveaway if they do work. If they don't work, I will return them to Goodwill and get my money back. This one, real nice. I always talk about you know, tennis rackets, and if this piece right here is like a solid piece, which this one is, and this one's actually super thick. This is like a huge, it doesn't look like this is a big tennis racket, but this is a monstrosity of a tennis racket. Look how thick that bar is right there. Once I saw this, I was like, this thing's gotta be worth some money. It's called the Triad 3.0, and I was right. This thing goes for about 50 to 60 bucks. Probably $50 here because it needs a new wrap on the grip, but always remember on the bottom of these, usually there's a number, and that number correlates with the size of the grip, and this is a 4 3/8, and always put that in your listings because that's super important when it comes to tennis rackets. So we're gonna go ahead and go over some golf clubs. We'll move pretty quickly, but there are some that I definitely wanna go ahead and point out. All right, first off, we're gonna point out, I got a whole set of King Cobra oversized irons. All right, so this right here comes all the way from the 3 to the gap wedge, that is a pretty big spread when it comes to a iron set. Now, when you're comping these out, golf clubs can be pretty tricky, and I do have kind of a funny video where I go over golf clubs. I'll link it down below because it takes a lot to go over these, but just know that the more, you know, clubs in the set, the more valuable the set. So if you comp it out and the set only is showing 6 clubs, but you have a 10 club set, that's a, you know, totally different animal. So just know though, King Cobra is decent. There's one called a King Snake that is actually a knockoff of the King Cobra. So this one, not bad there. Easily over $100 and some for that. This one is a Callaway Big Bertha S2H2, and that's what that stands for right there, S2H2. This one's just gotta be cleaned up a little bit. Easy 20 to 30 bucks. This is a newer Callaway. This is the Razor HL, and in good condition. This alone, I haven't seen one just like this one, but one similar with a different shaft, it did go for like $50. So this one right here, when golf season comes around, I think that's gonna be easy 50, 60 bucks. Odyssey is a huge name brand when it comes to golf clubs. This is their little logo right there, and then they usually have their name on their golf club. So to comp this out, you would just put Odyssey White Hot XG330 mallet, and that would be about it. But this thing's got like a custom, very large, extra large grip on it. Now some people like this, some people don't. But that grip alone is probably 10 bucks. So that's pretty good there. Then we did get a Tour Edge putter, not too bad there, probably 15, 20 bucks, maybe a little bit more. This one right here is a Master Grip 421 DC. Not a lot of money here, probably about $15. Then we did get another King Cobra SSI. This is a pitching wedge. Pitching wedges, it has a P right there, that's what that stands for. And a sand wedge has a SW, and this one's a gap wedge. So sand wedge right there, pitching wedge right here, and these sell the fastest for me. If I had to pick one golf club that sold the fastest, it's going to be a sand wedge or pitching wedge, because a lot of people leave them at the green while they're, just hit them out of the sand trap or, whatever. They walk up, they put it down, and they forget it. So these sell really fast for me online. And then we did get one more belly putter. This one is a Tiger Shark. So not a super good name brand here, but the reason I picked it up is it's really clean and it is a longer putter. So somebody put this on a long putter, and I've never found that many belly putters in one area, so it was pretty cool. But definitely not a bad choice there. Probably this one's gonna go for about 15 or 20 bucks. So that's everything that I bought today, and really the golf clubs really add up. I had a huge drought for like 3, 4, 5 months. I didn't pick up a whole much, but I am super happy to find finally a whole iron set in Goodwill, because that's kind of rare. So right there, it's everything I bought today to be a full-time eBay reseller, and this is what I do. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Julian, also known as the Bearded Thrift Machine, here on YouTube, and I buy stuff and flip it online and make YouTube videos about it. The golf clubs, if you are in a area that has golf courses and a lot of golf clubs in your Goodwills, you see it has just tons of golf clubs, it would really behoove you to learn just the major ones. You don't have to get into like any of the weird ones or ones that aren't name brand. If you just know the big ones, Ping, Callaway, King Cobra, Mizuno, Titleist, I'll throw some other stuff up there on the screen real quick that are some good ones, but they can make you a lot of money, if they're 4 or 5, even upwards of like $8 in the thrift store, and it's a $60 putter or a $100 driver, it is well worth picking up. Now what I will do is link some videos down below that I have went over some golf clubs. Some are pretty funny, some are more serious or whatever, but there's so much to go over when it comes to golf clubs. But I basically just teach you how to comp them out correctly, so you know when you're in the thrift what to type in and how to identify what club you're looking at. But if you just stick with the big name brands, you're gonna do pretty good on these golf clubs. I much appreciate everybody that watches. So down below, we do have an Etsy store called Machine Merch. Kayla has been killing it lately on that, and we much appreciate everybody that's been buying it. Also, there's a link down below called Buy Me a Coffee. It's a way you can tip one of your favorite YouTubers. And again, we do appreciate you supporting us and the channel. You know I will always get you on the next one.